Hey everyone, this is Alex.
This is Bashka. This is the Fool's Odyssey podcast. We're the Fools, and this is our Odyssey.
So let's do a quick recap of what we talked about so far. So episode 1 was Advanced Civilizations.
Right?
And episode 2 was Parallel Worlds.
Right?
And now we're gonna somehow combine those topics together into this third episode.
Which is?
In this episode, we're gonna do a film discussion / review of the movie Gantz.
Fortunately, the movie covers the parts that's already read through, so we could make comparison and whatnot.
So this movie came out in 2011-ish.
Yep.
Based off the manga by Hiroya Oku. So just a quick summary of the movie. A drunk man falls into the subway train tracks. 2 young adults named K and Masaru Kato helps him up. Unfortunately, they don't make it in time and end up dying. K and Kato finds themselves in a mysterious room with other people and a black orb known as Gantz.
That's how our story starts.
And now we're gonna begin spoilers.
Spoilers alert.
The movie covers the first 3 missions from the manga. So that's chapters 1 to 91.
Holy crap. 91 chapter for 3 fights. Now that you mention it, they do put a lot of detail in that one, eh?
Because in the manga, I noticed that the chapters, they show a lot, but it doesn't actually progress the plot that much.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of a character exposition. They're showing the character motive, the character change in the mindset, character relation, thought.
But I think it's mostly because it's kind of like an action manga where it shows a lot of the action.
And a lot of the action eats a lot of the page, yes.
So it's not like other mangas, I guess, where the action's only like a couple of panels, maybe a couple of pages. This one is like a whole chapter.
Yeah, I guess. No, that's true. Like where they're like dodging the attack, jumping, sliding, shooting something.
What's your first overall impression of the movie?
First of all, I was surprised at how how pretty close to of a good adaptation it was to the manga. Like how the relationship between the 2 main characters and how the first mission goes. It's pretty intense.
Intense?
When I read the manga and I saw them, I'm like, wow.
Oh,
and then starting to see how the characters very similar to how they behave in the manga also makes me go like, wow, they like put details into this thing. It's like amazing.
Yeah, it's a very accurate portrayal of the manga.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's that? Mission 1.
Yeah.
In the first mission, they had to hunt an alien.
Yeah.
That's based off of an onion.
For me, like my impression about the first thing is, well, in comparison to the manga, it's actually executed very well.
Yeah.
How the onion kid was running around like terrified, how he was like pretty much begging for like let me go, like I'll give you my onions, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it's a portrayal like that one is like even well, and then how these people are pretty much had no idea what to do, and then until the kid was like I think Nishi, the one who has like experience on the guns before, was like, hey, if you do this mission, you gotta get a lot of money, which is a good point because money moves people, right?
Oh yeah.
And as it shows, like, what? Like tens of money? Like thinking that was actually in game, and in reality, they just killed a child.
I think the first mission was pretty much 1-to-1 translation.
I agree.
There are some slight changes that I didn't really understand, I guess.
I'd say it's like, artistic liberty.
What I mean by that is that there's another character, a third character named Kei Kishimoto. In a movie, she puts on the suit and is able to kind of tussle around with the alien for a little bit. But in the manga, she doesn't do that at all. She's kind of just there.
In a first glance, what she is just an eye candy.
No, I get why she's in the manga. That I understand. But in the movie, I thought it was like, oh, they're gonna give her a bigger part in the movie. Nope. She's exactly the same as she is in the manga.
At least personally, I think she's less because, well, I mean, Kishimoto itself doesn't really do much as being eye candy, so.
Oh, also another thing is that the destruction in the film there's no repercussions, I guess.
As in, like, it doesn't bounce back to the real world kind of thing, right?
Yeah, because in the manga, it's clearly established that these things...
Yeah, it's the same place, it's the same world. The destruction that happened in that place happens on the outside too, right? For me, I think the movies start falling off too after the second battle. Like during the final part of the second battle, till the end of the movie, I think that's where everything kind of went down.
Yeah, first half of the movie is really good.
Like first 60% is like really, really good. And then suddenly just went off a tangent and then...
Yeah, I did.
Went off a tangent and just go like, hold up, what? Why?
Yeah.
It started so well.
Okay, let's talk about the second mission before we get too crazy.
Right, that is true.
Tanaka alien.
Question though, Tanaka alien at the end, does it actually show up that it's a chicken or what?
Kind of. Wait, before we get too crazy with alien, they were supposed to hunt a small boy, but it turns out that the bigger, badder boss was the dad.
The onion.
Alright, so in the second mission, you're supposed to hunt this like robot kid.
Is it a kid? I don't think it's a kid.
It's smaller size compared to all the other humans, so I just say it's a kid.
I thought it's the same.
No, he's smaller than Kishimoto.
Like no, I mean like the Tanaka alien. I mean, I thought everybody was like like varying a little bit by height and whatnot. It's like none is like especially big because they're wearing that suits, right? The robot suits.
I don't know if it's shown in the manga that they're varied in size, but here there's only one.
Yeah.
And it's smaller than Kishimoto, so I just say kid size. But anyways, he's kid sized.
Okay.
And he has a supersonic beam attack.
Is it supersonic? I don't think it's supersonic anymore.
Yeah, I guess so. Not really a laser beam, but it's kind of like a...
I think it just shoot beam now. At least in the movie.
Yeah, like air blast or something like that. I liked it better how they did it in the manga.
But I think it's too deadly, you know what I mean? Because I think it's harder to show too.
No, I'm not talking about the attack. I'm talking about the alien itself. Because in the manga, he has all these like little birds with him.
Bro, the CGI, bro. It's expensive.
In Gantz manga, they show the target.
Yeah, and then it's something around it. Like either the bigger boss or something else that actually like the main target, right?
Yes, exactly. So there's the main target, but there's also like a big bad boss that's worth more points.
Like, as he was saying, like on the first hunt, it was the Onion Kid that was shown as the target.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, the thing that needs to be killed was the Onion Dad.
Yes, exactly. So with the Tanaka alien, I feel like they should have went with the same route in the manga, which is the giant bird.
No, I don't think so. Because they can't win. Even with one Tanaka, like, they got beat up real badly. Imagine there's like 8 more and that one buff chicken. I don't think. Yeah, no. Because it seems like the one in the movie, they're less able than the one in the manga.
But as you said before, they're taking creative liberties.
In that case, I don't think that's a creative liberty. I think that's a cost efficiency thing. They can't pay for too much CGI or stuff like that.
But how I would have done it was I would just have, when Kato grabs the Tanaka alien and squeezes him,
Chicken comes out?
yeah, instead of just like a little tiny little woodpecker chicken comes out, it just have the big bird come out.
Well, yeah, that's a CGI thing again, right?
Yeah, so but that's like his real form, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like when you pull it out, what comes out was like the buff chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It could have just been like a guy in a chicken suit because the onion boy and the big alien, the onion dad, they had pretty good practical effects on those guys.
Right. I see what you mean.
So they could have just made him like a chicken man or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see.
Oh wait, and we also forgot to establish that these aliens are super powerful. They can kill people in like one flick of a finger.
Like they're definitely by no means like equal standing. Even when the suits that the people are wearing in the guns give them like superpower on one, most people would still lose to those aliens.
Yes.
Without the weapons too.
Oh, and we also forgot to establish that Gantz gives them stuff too.
Right. Don't. We'll get better. Don't worry, guys. Just stick around. We'll get better. We promise.
It's our first time. It's our first time reviewing something.
Yeah, we're too excited. Forgive us. Jeez. So, in the Gantz, the anime and the movie, as they were transferred to the room with the black orb, they were given a mission. And during that mission, it shows the target they have to kill. And after that, Gantz will provide them with armor, which is the suit, and the weapons, right?
Yes. So there's a gun. There's 2 types of guns and a sword. There's also like the standard gun, which is the all use.
Right.
Yeah. And then the capture gun. But they don't use the capture feature, and I don't know. And actually, to be honest, the capture feature is kind of pointless because they only use it like once or twice in the manga.
It's in the beginning, right?
Yeah, just in the beginning. And then they never use it ever again.
So, do we ever know what happens to the guys that captured? Like, do they actually die, or...?
No, we have no idea. They never establish what happens to them.
I see.
Yeah, so they get sent off to these missions, and they have to essentially eliminate these targets.
Right.
The second mission, I think I liked at the ending a little bit because it established that when you get transferred back into the room, you heal all your damages.
No, because it shows in the first one though how the old man, when he revived, he was like surprised, right? Never was like, oh, he survived, right?
Right.
So there's no point in the second one. So I mean, if you want me to nitpick.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. No,
right?
yeah, you're right.
There's no point in having K getting beat, like half dead and stuff like that. It was already established, right?
No, because it's also showing that Gantz doesn't transfer everyone at the same time. So it's kind of give you like that little, how can I say?
That kind of happens in how they get transferred too, right? How they already got transferred one by one.
Yeah, it's always one by one, but I kind of wish how when they get transferred, it affects them too.
What do you mean by that?
So when they're transferring into the room, it's head down. But then when they're transferring back into the room, it's like from the middle of their body up.
In the manga, I'm pretty sure it's from the head always.
Yeah, but in manga, it's always head, yeah.
But in the movie, like sometimes it's like even for the transporting, sometimes it starts from his elbow, some start from the neck, some start from like the stomach. Like it's just, I think it's just random in the movie.
But what I mean is like even when they're transferring, I kind of wish like there's something like attacking them. So like even though like their legs are gone, but their body's still there, right? And then have someone still be fighting them while they're transferring out or something like that. I think that would have been like a cool sequence.
So is it like when they teleport, there's only like the legs only kind of thing?
Yeah. And I think that would have been a cool sequence to see where they're still fighting even though they're being transferred into the room. I don't know. It's also kind of like CGI extensive, I guess.
Ah, that is true.
Yeah.
Now I forgot about that thing, though I mentioned it a lot. Cost effective.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much the budget was, but it couldn't have been that cheap.
Well, I mean, they did it amazingly on the first two, so
Yeah.
I guess they ran out near the end.
So the third mission with all the Buddhas.
Right. Well, in the beginning, like in the manga at least, in comparison to the manga,
Mm-hmm.
the giant statue in the beginning, the one who protect the gate.
Yeah.
There was two. There were supposed to be two of them, right?
Right.
And they would be like struggling, fighting them and whatever, and how they're starting to think how they, working together and start beating this thing down, right?
Yeah.
But in the movie, not at all, right?
Well, in the movie, it's only shown one statue as the target, but for some reason, they don't use the X-ray feature to kind of just scout out the area.
To figure it out, yeah, there's that too.
And then in the manga, almost all the statues are enemies, but in this one, there's only like 3.
3? I thought it was like 2, excluding the one that just fell off the dude's hand.
Yeah, so I guess 2 if you're not counting the.
Yeah, it's only 2, right? One of the gatekeeper, so instead of 2, it's only 1 now, and they kind of beat it pretty easily too. And then suddenly there's the Thousand Arm that was just like owning everyone.
Which I mean, I guess.
And then still have the ball to just like oh, I killed your girl. Say your goodbye. I'll wait.
Yeah, that was my criticism with this.
Yeah, and I agree with that one too. Like,
when they first meet the alien, K gets stabbed 1,000 times.
To the leg, right? I guess the legs got like.
No, his whole body, his hands, his feet, his legs.
Oh, I thought it was only the legs that got like slashed apart.
No, because when Kato brings him back for cover, his entire body is like shaking with his hands. He can't hold the weapon anymore.
I see.
And then Kato does this really awful CGI fight with the Thousand Arms.
Don't say awful. They tried their best. It is awful though.
It looks like he was just like jumping in a circle and then he gets flung back or something. Yeah. And then for some reason, Kishimoto was just like, I'll save you. Gets stabbed right through the body.
And got thrown away like the garbage she is.
Yeah, so she dies instantly. And then Kato goes back in, does another circle jump, gets stabbed 1,000 times. Does like a really awful like scream. Not like a death scream, but it's kind of like ah. Yeah, it was like kind of like ow. You know what I mean? Like ow, I stubbed my toe, and he gets tossed around like a rag doll.
Yeah, just like the other girl, which I'm not sure why he would do the same thing, even though the girl got killed too. It's like, oh, the girl got killed because he gets too close. Let me get close too. Oh, it didn't work once. Let's do it again. Like, okay, Kato.
And then K all of a sudden gets healed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that damage I received? No problem. Never happened.
Yeah, I mean, if it could heal K, why can't it heal Kato or the girl?
Yeah.
They only got stabbed like 1 or twice, right? Maybe the argument for like, yeah, they got stabbed in the vitals though, but I mean, did you see the blood that K drip when they drag him in? I think that's a fatal amount. I don't know about you.
Yeah. And then also, have you noticed when he starts fighting the big statue? all the holes and blood is gone. He's like completely clean.
Yeah, that's what we call plot armor, boys.
Oh, and another nitpick I have with this scene is that they only been using guns so far, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kato manages to grab a sword.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get that? They never showed a scene where he grabbed it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Like, I don't think that matters. I don't think that sword matters. But what matters is that the enemy has 1,000 hands, all holding a sword. What makes you think challenging it to a sword fight is a good idea?
Because why not?
That's what I mean.
Well, you have to, right? You have to beat them. Yeah. So the 1,000 Arms in the manga, he has all sorts of different weapons. But in this one, they just gave him swords, which is, I guess, fair enough. Doesn't need any more weapons.
Well, here's the thing. Because if it's shown that he has the acid, that means they have to show that somebody will die to the acid, right?
Yeah.
That's too grotesque and that won't fly.
I mean, they could have just shown it like he misses with the acid and burns something else.
Then then you and I would be like, why would he have the acid then? You know what I mean?
Because he's like inaccurate with it, right? Because they're moving targets.
Because like if it's just missed, might as well don't have it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can say the same for the guns because those guns are pretty inaccurate themselves.
But it managed to get them kills though.
Yeah, but only because they're like close enough to shoot the guy in the face.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It still have a purpose. But like the poison, I mean, if it has a poison and nobody dies from the poison, I don't think it'll serve too much of a purpose. You know what I mean?
They could also have Kishimoto die to the acid because that's how she died in the manga.
Yeah, and got her split in half. Yeah, about that. And I think that's the exact same reason why the laser beam didn't show up. Because I don't think there's any peaceful death getting killed by a laser beam. At least not in the one he used, where he just cuts everything in half.
But it's kind of hilarious how the deaths are. It's almost always the same, which is like heads flying, limbs flying. It's almost like clean cut.
For me, I think that's what actually makes me like the death, because they all die like the same messy death. You know what I mean? Nobody dies like got shot in the heart and like I'm dead. You know, like they all died because they fucking got split open from half, or like half of your torso is gone. Like those kind of thing.
You actually remind me of something. This is a nitpick, but in a manga, when the Onion Dad was killing everybody, there's this one guy who's hallucinating that this was actually a game show and everyone's just actors.
Yeah, the one when they were sitting on the thing, right?
And then the guy realized like, oh, my arms and legs are gone. This is actually real. Shit.
But they kind of did it on the movie though.
Did they?
Yeah. Did you know the guy that was like lying on the ground was saying like mumbling stuff and then got stomped on the head?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was said that. Oh, now I could like go back and like this is just a dream. Everything will go back.
But I kind of wish they actually had a scene where everyone was just like, okay, cut, good job, all the actors and blah blah blah.
No, I think that's too much. They'll put the focus way too far from the main movie.
I think that would have been like a cool scene where it's just like, it shows like this is real, this is happening.
No, I don't think so. I think people. Well, I don't know. For me, I don't think it'll work out too well.
I'd rather have that scene than the scenes that I would have probably taken out a scene with K and Kishimoto. I hated that scene.
Oh, the one in the room?
Yeah, I hated that scene.
I skipped it too. Like I don't like I wouldn't say the human drama, I guess.
It's like the human character developments that's in between each mission.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy any of those scenes at all.
Yeah, I don't like it at the end. I don't like it in the middle. I don't like it in the beginning. The beginning was okay. How Kato and Kei was like talking about stuff about how it was like in the past and whatnot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that was fine. But after that, like anything that involving the female character, all are no bueno for me.
I get why they did it. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, it could be done better.
Yeah. Of the 3 missions, which one is your favorite?
The first one.
Yeah, I think the first one was
done really well.
It's done really well, right?
Yeah.
I would give the mission 1 an A+ and everything else like a C.
Yeah, because in the second mission, I mean, I would say it's kind of good too, but midway, like, because when kids got beaten up, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's just sitting down and drinking tea. You know what I mean? Help the goddamn guy! Like, what the hell? That guy's been beaten to death. He's like blocking with his whole life. You guys just like, K-chan, fuck off! Like, are you serious? Help the dude! And I think they pull off their loss of the budget for the chicken. After he shot the thing, the chicken came out, right?
Is that a practical effect or that's the CGI effect?
I have no idea, but it looks really CGI-ish.
Because in that shot, I feel like that's probably one of the worst shot scenes in the film. Just because
it was really dark, right? You can't really see much.
Not that it was dark. It was more the fact that it was just really quick. Like, they only showed the bird for like 2 seconds and then they switch back to K. So it's kind of like, what was the point of showing the bird if you're not going to show the bird? It's like, is that like a wink to all the manga fans? They're just like, wink, we did the bird for you guys.
Yeah, so it's not just a robot now.
I was down for just it being a robot. It didn't have to be a chicken.
Yeah, because it was fine as a robot. Like, I was like, oh, they're gonna make a robot in this one. I was like, fine with that too. Until they put the last one, I'm like, I guess that works too,
I think the part where Nishi... Yeah, this is gonna be another nitpick for me, but when Nishi was getting beaten up by the robot...
Nobody saved him. He just like stare at them.
It took a long time for anyone to just be like, okay, let's go down there. Because in the manga, it was almost like immediately.
Instantly, yeah.
Yeah. So that was like, okay, kind of weird, but sure.
Well, Kato kind of did he stood up like on at the ledge or something. He was like pulling a deep breath. I'm like, I can do this kind of thing, right? But in the manga, it kind of like he did it like a bit earlier. But in the anime, not the anime, in the movie, by that time, Nishi was already beaten up like half death. So slightly late.
Let's go to the characters. Start with Kei Korono first. So in the manga, he was a bit more of an asshole.
He's a lot more of an asshole. Because at least in this one, you don't know him yet. You don't know his background. He only behaved like a high schooler that don't really give a damn about stuff.
Yeah, he does not give a shit about anything.
Yeah, it's like how people ask him something like, you know what, do it yourself kind of thing instead of trying to help him. And how like people are in trouble, like under the, like, you know, fell over to the rail track and he's like, I really don't want to help him.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, yeah, like whatever. Get run over by a train, I don't care kind of thing, right? No, I think he even like took interest in it. Oh, I could see somebody get run over by a train. Did he not say that?
In the manga, yes, he did.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's a bigger asshole.
But his character development is kind of weird. He goes through like 2 changes, sorry.
Okay, first is the asshole, and then?
So first he was the asshole that does not give a shit. Then he goes into this weird phase where he's like, I'm invincible, I'm the hero, I'm the MC, main character.
I'm the MC.
I can do whatever I want. And then his third and final change is like, he starts caring about people and he wants to save everybody.
Oh, like he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna be the leader and whatnot.
Yeah. But in the movie, however...
In the movie, it got rushed so hard.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So in the first part, he was just like a normal citizen. Like a reluctant guy who didn't really want to save anybody.
Who just minding his own business, you know what I mean?
And then he gets the suit, and then he becomes more like...
Yeah, arrogant.
Arrogant, yeah, that's the word, arrogant. So the one thing I wish they kind of done was kind of combine his second character and third character arc together.
The arrogant
and the want to save people.
Together? How does that work?
So, like, Kato's character is all about, like, saving people right from the get-go. He wants to save people and protect them.
Yeah.
So I thought Kei's character would be more like, if I finish this mission as fast as possible all by myself, then no one gets killed and no one has to die.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to be. So he's going to be, like, arrogant. It can be, like, the lone wolf. He's going to finish the mission by himself. And that's what gets everyone killed.
I see. Yeah, if they played that way, that'd make sense-ish.
Yeah, and also plays into the theme where him and Nishi were also kind of similar and alike.
Right. Because at least in the movie, they make it a bigger point than in manga.
Mm-hmm.
That Nishi and Kei like are very similar people.
Oh, yeah.
How they're cunning and then willing to use other to get their goal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even though, like, in the manga at least, Kei was, like, trying to deny that by, like, actually trying to ask, like, Kato, if it was you, what would you do? How can you save everyone, right? I was like, oh, wow. Even though Kato the whole time was just following the image of you. I'm like, wow. I kind of like their relationship because of that.
Now we're going to go to Kato. He was the first leader. He was the original, not the original,
he
was the first leader of the group.
He was the first the one that people go, like, rely to.
He's a very reliable person. I do like his character.
And people felt good that relying on them because he responds in kind, you know what I mean? That's why people have like a respect to him. It's like
for this one and in the manga, Kato doesn't really have a character arc at least in the first 3 missions, anyways.
He kind of changed from the cowardly him to be able to just like prioritize, like just be brave and do what he wants to do, as in like protecting people early on. Like he stopped doing the eyes closed deep breath thing and just start moving, right? Yeah. But in the movie, until the last moment, he still does that. So he didn't really change.
I kind of wish they pushed the narrative that he wants to be with his brother, so he can't afford to lose or die. I think that would have been a cool motivation for his character.
Yeah, but well, they kind like at least in the movie they kind of try to do that, right? Because Kei kind of called him out. You sure like you actually want to save these people, or you just want to go home, right? And oh, what really? So you just want to go home? Well, he want to go home because he has a brother to protect.
In terms of his relationship with his little brother, it's done better in the films than it was in the manga.
I think so, because in the manga, the brother only say like one line too, right?
Yeah, he only has like a couple of words. That's it.
Don't go anywhere. I'll work.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But like in the movie, he was like, well, if you leave me, you're the one who's gonna, you gotta suffer. Do you even know how to cook? I'm like, yeah, good shit, boy.
Yeah, actual banter, actual scenes.
Actual banter, yeah. Actual like relationship, like brothers.
I didn't mind scenes with him and his brother. What do you think about the relationship with Kei and Kato?
It's rocky on Kei's side. In Kato's side, everything is alright. Kato never had bad thought about people, even about Kei.
But I think overall, the relationship, I liked how they portrayed it in the film.
Because I think the Kei wasn't that big of an asshole in the in the movie.
That's all I have to say about that.
Next character?
Yeah, Kei Kishimoto. She has a purpose to serve in the manga.
She does.
Here,
not so
she
much.
has nothing. I don't know why she's even... But, okay, here in the manga, it's established that...
she didn't die.
Yeah. So then when people die, Gantz brings them back into the room. However, Gantz can make a mistake in the fact that if the character didn't die, but Gantz brings the character into the room, the real original copy is still alive. thus making 2 copies of the same person.
Yeah, Gantz doesn't really bother double checking if the body's actually dead or not.
But somehow in the manga, Kishimoto survives. Thus, there's 2 versions of her alive. And then in the film, they kind of go to that same route, but they never explore that theme at all whatsoever. Her purpose in the manga is very clear. She's just there to show off the whole idea that the people in the room are just, they're copies. They're not the real. But in the film, that's never explored or established at all. I thought they were going to give her a bigger role. She put the suit on. She kind of tumbled with the aliens a couple of times.
Yeah, but I don't know, because, I mean, I want to say that she didn't do much, but she didn't really do much in the manga either.
And now for the 4th character, Nishi Jochiro. I do think that Nishi is done really well in the film.
I think he's done the best.
It's almost like a 1-to-1 translation.
He's like 99 out of 100 kind of thing. It's like that close.
I think the actor who portrayed him did a really good job too.
He make like all those, like cocky face, like very underestimating look and stuff.
Yeah.
Does it so well.
Mannerisms, all the same.
Yeah, like all the stuff. I was like, ha.
I kind of wish they had that one scene in.
Which one?
Which is when someone pointed a gun at Nishi, and Nishi just lost his shit and just blew the guy up.
No, that's too gory.
It is, but that would have been so cool to see in the film. Just because no one fucks with Nishi.
Yeah, no one fuck with Nishi and survive.
Yeah, and then when you see Nishi getting his ass kicked, you're just like, oh shit, this alien must be tough, right? If Nishi, the best one in there, dies to this alien. Yeah,
he didn't die instantly. He was dying slowly.
Yeah, so that's... Oh, and then Gantz, of course. We can't forget about Gantz.
Is it just me, or I think the manga one, Gantz looks more chilling. I don't know why. Like, I feel like Gantz is scarier in the manga.
What do you mean?
It's like, I don't know, I feel like when I see it in the manga, it feels like creepy.
I see. I think it's because they spent almost like...
nothing on it, because you just put a dude being bald, put naked, with a gas mask, put it inside the ball.
No, because I was gonna say, in the film, they spent like maybe 5 minutes with Gantz.
The guy touching cheek and stuff.
But then in the manga, it's 5 chapters or something like that.
Well, I guess. The manga is pretty slow-paced.
Right, so you're able to like kind of get an idea or vibe from the Gantz in the manga. I like how he provides weapons for everybody, right? So you got the sword, you got the guns. The guns are cool. There's X gun, Y gun.
I think the X gun only looks cool when it's like opened up, you know?
It's opened up, yeah.
When it's like the small circle mode, I kind of don't like it. It just looks dull.
It looks like a regular ray gun or something.
But when open to X, it just looks like badass.
The Y gun,
What Y gun?
The gun that traps them with the
catching gun.
I like what they did in the film, which is they didn't bother with the sending thing.
Yeah.
Because the sending thing, I don't know what that does.
Yeah, I guess. At the end of the day, we don't know what happened, right? We don't know if it survived or it dies.
Yeah, in the manga, it never establishes what happens either. It kind of just a feature that they have for some reason. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad they skipped it. There's no point including it whatsoever. Right, so can I give you a list of my nitpicks?
Totally.
Okay, so as Rui said before, Kishimoto's character, like why? The X-ray feature is not used as often. Here's something that was a little bit unacceptable. Which is when K got stabbed and...
You mean got minced?
He got minced up real good. Then like 2 minutes later, he gets like, okay, I'm good. I'm ready to fight again. I took a nap and now I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I took that nitpick to my heart too.
Yeah. That whole final battle sequence was pretty bad. Yeah. Also, why did the alien stand there when Kishimoto died? The alien just stood there and watched Kato and Kishimoto have a moment. Like, why?
I mean, well, if you're gonna put it that way, put it this way. So when K got stabbed and slashed a lot,
yeah,
he just let Kato drag the body away. The statue just looking like, okay, bye.
He's a statue alien for a reason, right? He's just there to watch.
He was just like, you attack us first, and we shall enact revenge upon our brethren, and I will watch you drag his body away. Fuck. Doesn't...
I'll get revenge. Only if you come within my range, though. Also, so it's not established in the films, but in a manga, you have to kill all the aliens.
Oh, right.
Including the target, including the final hidden
Pretty
boss.
much what you have to do is kill the whole community of that alien. Yeah, before the mission is complete. And there's a time limit. If you fail, you lose all your points. But in the movie...
They never establish any of that.
Like you just kill alien, and then if timer runs out, you get sent back.
So I just find it kind of weird that the alien gets away, but the mission's considered finished in the film.
Because the Thousand Hand just dropped the Buddha statue. The Buddha statue grew like larger, and he just went home or something. I don't know. Like the Buddha statue fight, and the Thousand was like, okay, I guess that's enough revenge. Peace. You killed my brethren, I'm gonna drink my tea or something. I don't know.
Also, there's that moment where he drops the Buddha statue. It's still small, and then as it's growing, K looks at it and runs away. If you were in that position, you would start blasting that shit, right?
I would shoot. I would kill the Thousand Hand before he drops anything. He drops stuff at me, I would shoot it, and I would shoot the thing it drops. Like, if I was there, I would be trigger happy. That's what I am.
Yeah, but Kay just watches everything unfolds, like...
Yeah, because that's how you build suspense in a movie.
Yeah, but logically speaking, it makes no sense.
Yeah, but you're talking about movie, though. Movie and logic doesn't always, especially, sorry to say this, an anime live-action movie.
They could have had Kay, like, distracted by something.
Like what? Like the Thousand Hand? I don't even think that Kay can win against the Thousand Hand.
I don't know. Yeah, that's just part of the many problems that we have with the final fight, I guess. One more nitpick before I leave. So there's this old man character. Yeah, and then at the end of the film, he's like, "Hey, Kay, when I look at you, I think I can rely on you." I was like, but he hasn't done anything really reliable in the film. Yeah. In the manga, he says that line, it makes sense.
Yeah, because I don't know, for me, like in the manga, at first it was close to an instinct. Like the old man was like, yeah, I believe if I follow you and whatnot. But because at the haven't really met Kay. But Kay kind of like, has this aura and like this tenacity kind of thing that we know as a reader. But in the movie, nothing. The whole time what happened was that Kay penis. And then the old man was like, yeah, I believe if I follow you, I can make through this.
Yeah.
I mean, but overall, I wouldn't give it like a really, really bad point.
Yeah, for sure. But it just didn't make sense in the context of the film.
Because in the end, like the early part was so well made that you gotta give it some credit.
Yeah, for sure. So overall, what would you give the movie?
Oh my god, that's hard. Can I split it into two?
2 scores?
Yeah, like the first half and the last half.
Oh, sure. How much?
Because in the first half, I would give it like 7.5 to 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good. Like, I actually like it, especially because I'm reading the manga too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel the two connection kind of give me a little bit of a bias, but I liked it because I could compare characters. I could see, like, the character reaction and whatnot and how they behave. Mm-hmm. Reflected really well, both on the movie and the manga. So I was like, oh, wow, he does the thing. Oh, yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah, the Victor just right. Yeah, so I really like that. And like how the alien hunt.
Oh, yeah.
The first one, which is the onion one, was portrayed really well too. How it shows that the alien kid was just like scared shitless and was like running for its life, begging for like leave me alone, like I'll give you my onion and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, like I thought it was really good. So I would give it like 7.5 to 8. But the last half, I might give it like either 4.5 to 5.
Ooh, that's a pretty bad score.
Oh yeah, because I'm comparing it to the anime, to the manga and whatever too, right? Everything just went really bad. Kato did not change. He has a slight in the manga. He has a slight of a character development.
Yeah. How
he was a coward and whatnot. Like he was always scared and like not sure what to do and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in the manga, he kind of stopped that and just man up and start doing stuff without doing his usual mantra.
Yeah. He started becoming more of a leader.
Exactly. And then K character development was like really shortened in the movie. Mm. And that was kind of crappy, I think. I guess that can't be helped. Kishimoto character was really bad too.
Yeah.
And like just like at the end part, everything just like crumbles apart.
For me, I would probably give it an overall score of a 7. Well, I think your score is pretty much the same thing, right?
If I go down, it'll be probably like 6.
Pretty much around the same score.
Close, I guess.
So I guess we both agree then, for the most part. We both agree. Alright, I think that's all needs to be said, right?
I'd say so, yeah. I think.
Would you recommend this movie for anyone?
Yeah, watch the first half and be done with it.
So if you're a lover of the anime, manga, or whatever, watch
the first part and then get to the, let's just say, to the Tanaka Seijin.
Yeah.
You're gonna get transported. No, not even that. Even before the before the Kishimoto meet Kei in his room. Like before that, just cut it off.
So like the first like half an hour of the movie.
Yeah, first half an hour.
You know what? I would still recommend this movie.
The whole thing?
Yeah, I would recommend the whole thing. I think it's a good, like, dipping your toes in, like, cold water kind of thing. Because if you're interested in the film, you'd definitely be interested in the manga.
I think it's the other way around. If you're interested in the manga, you might be interested in the movie.
You will be for sure interested in the manga if you like the movie.
Yeah, if you enjoy it, I guess. Would you enjoy that, though?
I did. I still enjoyed the movie. Like, you can't say you didn't enjoy the movie.
True, I guess that is true.
Alright, that's all we have to say. Anything else to add?
I'm good.
Okay. Alright, Bosh, do the outro.
How do we end this? Well, anyway, yeah, this is Washka.
This is Alex.
Thank you for watching. This is Fool's Odyssey podcast, episode 3. See you guys again next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.